So, a heartily good morning to everybody who's here so early in the final hall. Welcome, thank you. Welcome to the first final of the 6th competition day. It will be a pistol final, P1, men's 10-meter air pistol SH1 event, and it will start with the first command by Christian Bailly.
Athletes to the line.
And we call in position H. He's representing Serbia with his coach Vladimir Pajic. Here is Ratko Jokic. Position G. He's representing Turkey with his coach Hilal Tenas. Here is Tahayasin Kuzmuz. Position F. Welcome with a big applause from Uzbekistan with the coach Natalia Efimova, Server Ibrahimov. Position E. He's representing Turkey with the coach Mustafa Atalay. Here is Cevat Karagol. Position D. He's representing India, the coach Chepi Notial. Here is Manish Nal. Position C. He's representing the People's Republic of China with the coach Tang Ji. Here is Yang Chao. Position B. And also with a big applause, he's representing India. Here is Senraj. And his coach, we forgot his name, so big applause for the coach. Position A is representing the People's Republic of China with the coach Chen Xie. Here's Lu Xiao. And the coach of position B is Zheng. So, find out. And now we can start this grandiose final with the first command. And the most important persons. The jury member in charge for that final will be Tom Lauritsen. And the one who will be starting that final in a few seconds is the Chief Range Officer, Christian Bailly, France. Now we start.
Take your position.
Good morning, my name is Ferel van Hoeven and I am your commentator during this final. We are watching a P1 air pistol man SH1. The athletes has just been introduced and we see an overview of their results. Position 1 has a score of 576 and Naval has a score of 574. Cevat Karagol from Turkey has a score of 568 and equal with the athlete from Uzbekistan with a score of 568. In this final they start from 0 again, and the procedure of this final is 2 times 5 shots within 250 seconds, and then after that we have continue with shot by shot, and they have 50 seconds to perform their shot. So it's going to be an interesting final because this morning qualification round was finished and the best 8 athletes are standing here in this final. At the moment they are allowed to aim the safety line is still in the pistol barrel, and in a few minutes the CRO will give command for 5 minutes preparation and sighting time. During this period, the athletes do some shots to check if their position towards the target is the right position. They can adjust a little bit things, their position towards the target or their sights, depending on what they want to do and what they see as a result of their aiming. Here we have the athletes from Uzbekistan. You see they're relaxed, they're waiting for the command of the CRO. They know the drill of this final. And during this period you need to check everything, that the position of your pellets on the table are on the right position, your sights are okay, your glasses, if you need them, are okay. And you see a few of the athletes sit, the other ones stand, but they, compared to their classification and allowed support of a backrest in a chair or a wheelchair, they can compete in the same event.
Five minutes preparation and sighting time. Start.
So now they are allowed to remove the safety line out of the pistol, and they can fire a few shots during the coming 5 minutes. And we will watch how they act during this time. If they need to change something, you can see that they make changes on the sides or small changes on the position.
Qualification was held. We have time to look to the athletes on position H on the right side. There's a Serbian.
So you see they have one eye, they have an eye blinder. That means that it has a certain size, which is written in rules. And most of these pistol athletes shoot with two eyes open. That means that in both eyes there's light coming in from the area, but one is used for aiming. And if you take a good look at the end of the barrel, sometimes you can see the tension or the strength of the athlete that is used to keep the pistol in position. And then you see some trembling of a small movement of the pistol barrel.
Uzbekistan, bronze medalist of Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. He does hunting and
The athletes from India.
Gulistan is athlete and got the bronze medal in Para-tir Châteauroux.
And both athletes from India, they're actually really new in this field. But if you look to the score of the qualification, then we have to say yes, they are one of the top athletes at the moment.
2014 in Seoul with a P4 event, likes to play basketball, lives in Ordo as professional athlete, and his special hobby is architecture. He was third place.
So the pistol must meet certain requirements, the size, the weight, and the trigger pull, which is 500 grams minimum, and is tested just before this final in the reporting area under supervision of the equipment control jury. It is their task to be sure that every finalist meets the requirements of the rule book in a technical way.
Position C, representing the People's Republic of China.
And we see that only China has 2 athletes, India has 2 athletes, Turkey has 2 athletes in this final. Uzbekistan and Serbia are on their own. But I'm pretty sure they do their job.
Gold medal here in Châteauroux in P4. We have a look what's going on with P1 today.
So with 2 minutes to go, all the pistol athletes looks relaxed. They do their aiming exercise. Some of them will check the last position and fire a shot. when we still have 30 seconds to go, then the CRO announced the 30 seconds, then all the athletes know that they have to empty the barrel of the pistol, that meaning fire the last shot and wait for the next command. Sighting shots are very important for these athletes because it's the only opportunity to correct the last bit and pieces, because if they're in the flow of the final itself, then you don't have time to make any corrections. As you can see, the distance is 10 meters. The weight of the pistol max is 1.5 kilo. The caliber 4.5 millimeters. And the bullseye is 11.5 millimeters.
These are the 8 heroes of this final, and now it becomes very interesting.
And before there's a decision who wins the gold medal, we have 2 rounds of 5 shots, and then the first elimination is after the 2 single shots. So after 12 shots, the first athlete is eliminated and ends up as position
30
8.
seconds.
We just heard the 30 seconds, so now we see that all the athletes know, I need to fire this pellet, open it, wait for the command of the CRO. The last preparations. Because you get penalized if you fire too many shots during the next series of 5 shots. And if you don't fire enough or are too late, then the missing shots will be zeroed.
For the first competition series, load.
So now they can load, and after start, the time will run.
Start.
Time starts. So now they have time to fire 5 shots in a row. And then we can see the first results of the athletes, who is going to be in the top 3 and who is going to be the 2 last one, because that is important if you have the elimination rounds. So we first the results, 10.2, 10.5, another 10.1, 10.2, 10.5. That's really good if you're able to shoot 10 and 10 plus in a final. And for every athlete in this event, it's very important to open with a good score, because that gives you confidence for the rest of the shots during this 5-shot series. And this you must train, because you have no idea about the time. The only thing you know, you need to fire 5 shots, but how fast and how many times you need to re-aim to fire a shot can have impact on your results. You see the movement, especially when the breaking point of the trigger is coming up, then you see some movement in the pistol. You can see it. But nevertheless, we have scores of 10.5, 10.5, 8.8, that's a little bit, and 10.6, 9.3, 10.4, and 9.3. And if you look to the total blue crosses on the target, you can see if the athlete is on position or has a spread around the 10. But if the group is very small, then the athlete feels confident about his position towards the target. And we are almost, we have a few minutes to go. So see that the athlete Lou is shooting a little low towards the target. Oh, the last shot is a little higher. Singh from India You see that he has a very small group, a few shots below the 10. And if you look to Yang from China, the second Chinese pistol athlete, now we score at 10.4. He's right on the target. And we see that the second Indian athlete, Manish Nawal, has a little more spread. Okay, we have the first results. And we see that position 1 is equal between India and China. And only 0.5 difference for number 3 from Uzbekistan. And then followed by the athlete from Turkey, Sevat Garamagov. But there the difference is 2.3 points already. And then you see the rest of the field following with dot 2, dot 4, dot 6. And in the meantime, we already started with the second series of 5 shots. So now the athletes know their position and they know their task, how to stay in the final as long as possible. You can see the movements, because the longer you aim with a pistol, the harder it gets and more difficult to fire a shot. Or you need to decide to start re-aiming, so from zero, from the table up above the target, and they slowly come down over the bullseye, down under the target, because the sides are black and the target is black, so you want to have some difference between colors, so that's why they aim a little bit below the black part of the target, so they can see exactly where their position is, and they can adjust their pistol that the pellet will be in the bullseye. So, that's good. A good score, 10.8 is really good from the athlete from Turkey, Christmas. And normally the athletes in pistol are 9.0 or above, but a 10.9 is really good if you're able to do that during this final, especially in this stage. So that gives you a little bit of a comfort zone if you end up after the 2 series of 5 shots in the top 4, but it doesn't say anything, because it gives you a little bit comfort when you start the single shots, but during the single shots everything can happen. In the meantime, pistol athletes continue their shots, and you can look at the spread or the small group on the target if they can keep their quality shots and nice shots. With 1.5 minutes to go, most of them have already shot 4 or 5 shots. Some athletes use all the time they have, others are a little fast. And it has to do with the confidence in being right on the target and the time they need to aim and pull the trigger to achieve a high score. But we see the scores are now getting a little lower. So after the 2 series of 5 shots, we see change in the results. Now in the lead is the athletes from Uzbekistan, China at second, India third, and the second Indian athlete is on position 4. At the bottom we see that with a difference of 1.1 between position 7 and 8. So now in the coming 2 shots it will be decided who will be the first athlete that will be eliminated. And in pistol, if you have 2 points difference, everything still can happen.
For the next competition shot, load.
So the two athletes on position 7 and 8, they know what's at stake. So they must shot a very high score to stay within the final. Look at the concentration. He doesn't use an eye blinder. That's very unique. If you're able to do that, to concentrate on your sights with 2 eyes open without an eye blinder.
Stop.
So we have the first results of the single shot, and Rasko Jokic from Serbia made a bad score of a 7.9. So I think that he is really nervous about his position. So the difference is now 3.2 points. Still possible. He realizes, you see it on his face. He is not happy.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
So actually now it's between Cosmas and Jokic who stays in the final, assuming that the rest of the athletes doesn't make a mistake, a big mistake. So it's going to be the 9.8 enough to stay in the final. And we have the first elimination. So the athletes from Serbia, Rasko Jokic, thanks, with a score of 109.6 and is on rank number 8. So now we continue with the 7 athletes for the next 2 shots, and we see that the difference between 6 and 7 is only 0.1. So it's going to be interesting, very interesting, who has the best nerve and the best shots in the coming 2.
For the next competition shot, low.
So in a few seconds they will perform the first of the 2 shots. You will see that in the top, the changes already has been done. China is in the lead right now, India following, and third is Uzbekistan. And Turkey still on position 4. So we see score of 10.3, 10.7, that's very good. We see a change in the 7 and 8, 6 and 7, sorry. We see that Lou made a bad shot, 8.5, so there's 1 point difference between Christmas and Lou. And disadvantage maybe keep Turkey in the final, but you never know. So we're watching the athlete from Turkey.
Stop.
So now it's Cosmas against Lou, and see what's going to happen. Cosmas is 1 point ahead of Lou. He scores a 9. Maybe that's not enough. Against a 9.6.
Stop.
So Cosmas stay in the final, and we have to say goodbye to the athlete from China. Still has to leave the firing line now and wait till he can watch the front seat. So now we have still 6 athletes in the final, and you see that the difference between the athletes are very narrow. Only now 5 and 6 there's a difference of 2.9, but I'm pretty sure that the Turkish want to stay both in the final. So now they have to fight for their position. So on the lead still China, second Uzbekistan, third India, and on fourth position India. So Turkey went down 1 position. And let's see what's going to happen. Can they perform high scores with this tension in the field of play? And you see an 8.9 is a little low compared to the other athletes. We're waiting for the last shot. Yep. Oh, very good, very good. And 10.8. So I think, yes, I expect that Jiang from China is increasing his difference with number 2 from the athlete from Uzbekistan. Now the difference is 1.9, so that's growing a little bit. And you see also that the difference between the position 2 and 3 is increasing to 2.5.
Start.
So let's see what's going to happen right now. The first athlete opens with a 10.4, followed by 10.4, 8.8. Oh, a 9.6 and a 9.0. And last athlete a 9.5. So we have to say goodbye to Cosmos from Turkey. He has a score of 151.3 and ended up at position 6. So now we still have 5 athletes in the final, and the positions has been China at position 1, Uzbekistan at position 3, Turkey at position 3, at 4 India and 5 India. So now it's between the last 3 athletes, because there's a difference of 0.1 point and 0.8 points. So for the last 3 athletes, position 3, 4 and 5, it's important.
Stop.
And the others start to cheering a little bit and make noise to support their athlete. And the scores are 9.8, 10.1, 10.5, 9.9. So China still in the lead, followed by Uzbekistan and followed by Turkey. The 2 athletes from India are still in the position of be eliminated. The difference between the 2 Indian athletes is 0.1 point, so they're really close to equal. And this final shot will decide who is going to be eliminated.
For the next competition shot, low. Start.
They start aiming. So they start above the target, and then they lower a little bit under the target, and then they finally aim and pull the trigger. So we have a 10.1 compared to 8.7. So we have a decision who will be eliminated at position 5. Shanghai from India with a score of 173.3. The audience thank him for his performance, and he leaves the firing line. He thanks the audience for the support. So now actually we have a very interesting final, because position 1, 2, 3 and 4 we have China, Uzbekistan, India and Turkey, and we started with 3 countries with 2 athletes, but now we have 4 different countries in the last 4 positions, and now it's critical who stays in the final match, in the medal match, and who is going to be eliminated.
For the next competition shot, load.
As number 4. So the first
start
command for the first shot is given. So is Servat Gargoel able to perform very high scores to stay in the final and move one of the top 3 out, or does he stay in position 4? He shot a 9.9, but compared to the other ones who shoot is 9.7, 8.4.
Stop.
You see Turkey moved to the position of position 3. The athlete from India maybe has some problems with his nerves. No, it's because now it's very important. Do you win a medal, yes or no? Athletes start to think, and that's not helping you in concentrating during aiming and firing a shot. So the next shot will decide who will be eliminated and who stay in the medal match. Gold, silver, bronze.
Start.
So probably the 2 athletes at position 3 and 4 will take all the time they need to get the high score. And 10.0 compared to it, 10.0 means that the athlete from India is eliminated at position 4 with a score of 193.0. So now we have a fight between China, Uzbekistan and Turkey with a score difference of 2.5 and 3.4. But still everything is possible, because now you know you win a medal, but depending on the next coming 2 shots means which one. And making a failure or wait too long to fire the shot is very easy.
For the next competition shot, load. Start.
So we see the athlete from China is concentrating. Does he stay at position 1? And you can see the pistol, his trigger finger. Let's see if we can see the break of the shot. It's moving. It's China. He's a little nervous, he shot in 9.0, but Servat Gargoel made a good shot at 10.1 at this point. You see that also the athlete from Uzbekistan, 9.1, is getting a little nervous. So now the difference has come to 2.4.
For the next competition shot, load. Stop.
So if one athlete of these shot 8, or then we get changes in the position 1, 2 and 3. 10.6 for China. It was a quick shot. So now the other 2.
Stop.
We have a decision for the bronze medal with Servat Gargoel with a score of 214.0. He takes the bronze medal. And it looks that he is satisfied with his position. But let's see.
Two athletes at the line in the fight for the gold medal.
Now he's leaving the firing line. We wait when the firing line is clear. He sits down. Then the Sierra will continue with the last 2 shots in this final. Who's going to win the gold? Who's going to win the silver? With a difference of 2.4 shots between the athlete from China and Uzbekistan. Look at this concentration on the face. You see the eyes following the pistol aiming, so he's really concentrated. And look at the score. Is it enough to lower? No, the difference has increased to 3.2. So now the final shot for the medal, gold and silver, will be made in a few seconds. So can the athlete from China, Xiao Yang, can he keep his position? Oh, number 1.
Start.
Luke is concentrating. Yes, so 7 is. We will show some flashlights, which is not allowed in this final. You see the movement of the pistol.
Start.
And we have a final score. At position 1 with gold, Chang from China with a score of 239.6, and the athlete from Uzbekistan with a score of 235.8. And we see a difference of 3.8 between position 1 and 3. The jury in charge will position now the 3 finalists: bronze, gold and silver. They can congratulate each other. I think that is what it means in sport. Winning a medal is important. And we see the reaction of the position silver. He is not really happy. He's looking around. I'm pretty sure he had something different in mind.